Good afternoon. This is Dan Castle. We are live from Wakefield Bowladrome in Wakefield, Massachusetts. We have a exciting Atlanta Candlepin Singles Tour match coming up. Class D North. I'm in the north side today. I'm not usually in the north, but today we made a trip. And so first year ACST bowler Scott Perry is going to start us out. He's visiting from New Hampshire to face Ray McAllister. Scott is the 5th seed in the D North division with a 106 and 62 record so far this year and a 103.7 average. He's having a great season for a rookie. And we're about to get underway here. So welcome everybody for these afternoon sessions. I'm going to be giving you the scores as we go along. There's no on-screen score here. But we'll talk about that as we go. And then we'll do cross-check with the bowlers who are keeping a paper score. That way, if I get off, their score is official, not my score. So Scott Perry's ready to start us off. We have a full house here today in Wakefield. And our first ball is in there, and he's just off the head pin. Hit the 2, and he's got a 4 horseman plus a 7-8. Wood behind the 1-3. Wiggled the 1 and the 3, but nothing going down. But that's a good possible spare lead for him, for Scott. Here we go. On spare attempt, he is just everything but the 8. He kicked out the head pin from behind with that wood. And as we go along here, I don't have a VU meter, so I'm going to rely on the viewers to sound check me here. So people coming on board will let me know how we sound. And I'm using a different mic today. Scott Perry starts out with a 9. So bowlers are going to bowl 5 boxes at a time today, starting on lane 16. After Scott finishes 5, Ray McAllister will come up and start his first 5. And then after he finishes, we'll switch over to lane 15. The house is generous enough to give us 2 lanes to work on today when they've got a packed house. And after the first game, there'll be 4 more. We'll do 5 games. The winner of each game gets 2 points toward their standings. And so we saw Scott's at 106 and 62. So that's what that adds to. Second box, box 2 in game 1. Scott on that head pin. I'm tracking head pins and splits. Leaves 3, 6, 9, and 10. And just waiting for viewers to come in. Look at that, he's right on there, and there's the first spare of the match. Scott Perry with a spare on the second. Nicely done. And we are off to the races here. Scott has had a great season so far. This is his first year in the ACST. And he's been talking to me a lot for a while, and we've been trying to get together when I can cover one of his matches. Well, here we are. So the young man, majoring in media. And on the fill, Scott Perry, he's just off the head pin. Good 6 in the fill. So that puts Scott at 25. Horseman just misses, swings wide to the left. No spare on that shot. So he will be open in box 3. Second attempt, looking for a 10, he gets a 9. Very thoughtfully played that over toward the 3 pin, so he didn't miss again. And Scott is at 34. On my phone, I got some viewers here. Somebody let me know how my sound is because I don't have a meter here to check it. I'm trying to figure out how to solve that problem. But right now Scott's at 34-33 in game 1. Off the head pin on the 2. Leaves a 4 horseman plus the 9 in the back. Gotta run down that 4 horseman. Good effort on it. I got the 4 horsemen, but just nudged the 9 pin. So no spare in the 4th for Scott Perry. Scott Perry with a 10, 44 through 4. Scott is a 103.7 average bowler this year, which puts him probably near the top of the D division if you look up the stats. So we'll see how this young man goes going forward. Up and coming. Got to clear the channel there. Nicely done. Perfect cutter. Chris Winiartis, how are you? Again, I'm looking for comments. I like to run a little party room on the side here, and I also depend on you guys for some sound check. I'm using a different microphone today because mine was having some trouble yesterday. All right, Perry on the 3-pin. Just missed a head pin. He leaves the 1, 2, 4, 8, and 10. So, cluster on one side plus the 10-pin. So Scott's going to make a spare attempt now. Box 5 for him, closing out the first half. Oh, nice bid on that. And there it goes. 10-pin goes last. He deserved that one. He shot it just about as good as you can. 10-pin was late, but it went down. Scott Perry, good start to this match. He's at 54 in a ball in the first half of game 1. And now we get to see our friend Ray McAllister come up. Ray's been bowling in Millis for the last few years too, but he bowls out at Wakefield. And Ray starts out with a hit on the head pin and a split. So spread eagle minus the 3-pin. Tough split. And he's in there, gets the 3 on the left, doesn't get anything to carry to the right, so Ray will be open in box 1. And again, Scott closed out at 54 and a ball. He's in there. And looking for a 10, and McAllister with a 9. So bowlers tied in box 1, 9 each, and completed. But Ray's up against 2 marks coming up. Ray McAllister, so far this season, he is on the cusp on the playoff standings. He's at 72 and 82, currently the 8th seed. Ray way over to the left on the 4-pin, takes up the 4 and the 7 only. And Ray has a 99.1 average. So, close in averages. All right, Ray, a bit of an adjustment, a little too far. So he's got both sides taken up, but the middle 4 is still there. The 1, 2, 3, 5, or the diamond in the middle. So he'll fall behind early. Leads up 2, and that's an 8 box. So McAllister was 17 through 2, and in the second box, Perry was at 25. So Perry has an 8-pin advantage and completed. Matt Powers, good to see him. Nicholas Brown, good to see him too. Box 3, McAllister is on the head pin that time. And once again with a split, though, better split than he had in the first box. But not a great one. That's the 5 and the 7. Tough spare to make. He's got to carry that 5 over somehow. He's on the left side of it. I think he wanted to be on the right, or maybe he was trying to deflect the ball. But either way, the 7-pin did not go. So he will be open to box 3. And there we go. Nudges the cap of the pin for a 10. And McAllister is at 27, keeping it close. So he has not matched one of Scott's marks yet, but it's early in the match. Each bowler gets 2 points for winning a game. Then if we tie, we split them. And at the end, whoever's got the most pins down total gets an additional 4 points. So 14 points are available for the bowlers for their standings. Ray off on the 3-pin that time, leaves the 1, 2, 4, 8, and 10. And on the spare attempt, Ray's right in there, a little full on the head pin, doesn't go. Right on his object, though, nothing wrong with that. Ray's right in there. And looking for a 10 here. Sweeping the wood over, nice job. 9 bucks. 36-4. No marks yet. And coming into box 5 to finish out the first half of game 1 of 5 on this match. Ray looking for his first mark. That first ball, he's just off the head pin, punches out half to right. ball did not break the way you wanted it to. So just the 3 and the 9 are out. Trying to spare this. It does go. He played the inside, went through the bunny hole. Nice try, Ray, but that's the risk of playing that inside. Now, most of us are going to go over toward the 2-pin and just try to close out with a bunch of pins. Not get fancy, see what Ray does. That's what he's doing. No, he went through the hole again. He was trying to make it. That cost 38 after 5 for Ray. He took a gamble and did not win on the slots that time. So that puts Perry in a good advantage. He is at 54 plus his first ball. 15 viewers so far. And let me confirm scores. Yep. So what we're doing here, we don't have electronic scoring here. I'm keeping my own score sheet, but just in case I make a mistake, they're confirming at the bowler's desk. Their score is the official score, so if I make a mistake, their score is the right one. So we worked out a system here. So I know you were brave on that when Ray's here with me on the mic. And I thought you would go to the left on that, but you went right through. So on the fill, Perry got a break there. Is that 4? It's like a 6 fill. So that closes the first half at 60 for Scott Perry with a diamond in the middle to go. 1, 2, 3, 5 again. Looking at my video, that's what it looks like too. And nice attempt. Those diamonds are tough. Got the back 2. You got to get it and get them to carry. So that didn't happen for Scott. He'll be open at box 6, but he's got a healthy start. And there's the 10 for 70 through 6 for Perry. Just having a conversation with the open bowlers who step in front of him a little bit. So nothing bad, just let them know. Please don't step in front of me. We don't have a lane in between except for over on 17 today, because we do have a packed house today. And Perry coming up for box 7. First ball way off on the side, picks off the 7 only. And in Candlepin, if you're watching from one of my other feeds, or I put this up on my own page, which I probably ought to do right now. We have the left lane, left goes first, or right goes first, I'm sorry. So if you're in the left lane, you wait for the bowler on the right, if you're both ready to bowl at the same time. So that's a common courtesy. And a lot of open bowlers, when they're in here, they don't know that. So in competition, you can easily have somebody come up. And that's $10 for Scott, so he's at 87. So we've run into that before, and that can be a little difficult when you're doing a match like this and open bowling is going on at the same time. And somebody walks in front of you, or worst case scenario, somebody literally walks in front of you. I've had that happen before. Almost tripped over somebody or a kid. We don't want any accidents, and we don't want any distractions, so Scott was just letting them know that. There goes again. He's way over on that 4-pin, but they carry back. And I think that's a diamond. I can't see from my vantage point whether the 5-pin is still there or not. It won't matter at this point. But he's got good wood to help him with the spare pin. And he misses it, so it was a diamond. And he still has a 1-3 up. Alright, so I just shared that to my own homepage. That's always fun because I have a lot of people. I did not grow up in Massachusetts, as most of you guys know. So I have friends from 5 different states I've lived in. And so a lot of them have been watching some of these videos. And we've been getting viewers from New York, from Pennsylvania, from the Midwest, from all over the place, and even overseas. I've had some of my friends from England, from Australia, all over the place show up and watch us. So Scott Perry's coming into box 9. He's at 88 through 8. And that's a nice ball in the left road. So Scott on the head pin that time. Sorry, a little distracted. And he left the right triangle, the 3-5-6. He takes a little bit to get going on his release, so that's, you know, a little bit for the open bowlers to understand. But Scott's still open. He's not going to mark in the second half, I'm sorry. So that leaves an opening for Ray, maybe, where he can get some marks going. Scott bounced that one in, but got a 10 out of it. 98, 9. Again, Scott is a 103 average, 104 almost. So he's right in there. And ready to close out the last box of game 1. Harry can break 110 with a mark. And he's in there, and he's getting on that Brooklyn pocket. So a nice head pin hit. And leaves that same triangle, 3-5-6. So looking for a spare here, maybe. And Scott misses a spare, so he will be open to all 5 boxes in the second half of game 1. So best he can do right now is a 108. Yeah, he's got it, 10 bucks. So excellent pinning by Perry in the second half here. Left only 2 pins, and game 1 is in the books for him with a 108 game. All right, Ray McAllister coming up. He had that really disappointing 2-box in the 5th. He's at 28 at the half. He needs to get a 70 half to tie. So that strong first half by Perry, Ray underwater. So, however, I've seen Ray throw big games. We'll see what he can do here. His first ball, box 6. On the head pin. Leaves himself a nice spare lead. 478 triangle. Wood over by the 4 pin. Angled favorably, I think, is what behind. And Ray's got his first mark of the game, so starts off strong. Spare in at 6 for Ray McAllister, puts him in 48. This is how you catch up. Start putting the marks down. On the fill, McAllister off on the 2 pin. Takes out 6. Now he's at 54. Now the spare lead, he's got the 1-3-6-8. Spread out a little bit. And he let that one get away, so only got the 8 in the back. Thank you, Joe. Is that better? I'm using an unfamiliar mic right now. Is that better? That's what I need you guys for, so let me know my sound. I can get closer to the mic. This is one of Scott's mics, actually. Thank you, Joe. And that's a 9-box. So McAllister at 63 through 7. So Mike's right here beside me, right in front of my face. All right, McAllister coming into box 8. He's down 17 pins at the moment. Nice ball. Waiting on that last pin. And that's a spare. All right, so a spare in the 8 from McAllister. All right, on the fill for Ray. Sorry, got a little distraction here. All right. Ray puts 6 in the fill. So he's at 79 in box 8. And no spare in box 9. But he gets a 10, so he's at 89. And his second. Hey, how you doing? I'm fantastic. So 2. All right, right, so right now Ray he's in double strike territory basically. And that'll give Scott the first 2 points. Thanks, Joe. I have a tendency to wander around. I mean, I'm an old man. I always tell my granddaughter, hold my hand in the store because old men wander off. I wandered away from the moon. All right, no spare in the 10th, so Scott Perry will win game 1. We just need to know if Ray's got an 88 or 98 or 99. And he gets himself a 99 with that 10 box, so kept it close. Scott Perry wins 108 to 99 in game 1 and has the first 2 points. Almost there. And I'll confirm scores with our scorekeeper. I have 108 to 99. And we agree. That's awesome. All right. So Perry is up 9 pins right now in the total race. Yeah. We just confirmed this score. All right, having a little fun here. And we are ready to start game 2, moving over to lane 16. And Perry's starting us off, our visiting bowler. Scott Perry recently put out a nice documentary on Candlepins for Cancer. Look for it. He does a good job. He's doing a lot of video production and things like that. That's what he likes. And he's good at it. So starting off game 2. Perry starts off. Just nudged the head pin a little bit on that one. And that's a split for him, so 3-1. 4, 7, 8, 10. See if he can pull this off. He's got some interesting wood there. And I see we have 3 pieces of wood down there. So there's one that looks like a snowplow right in front of the 4-pin. He goes for the red line and kicks it over, but it doesn't carry the 10. So nice try, Scott. Another 9 box. So twice in a row he starts with a 9 box. Yeah, you throw a decent ball. Your first half was tough. That's what killed me. Yep. If I didn't have that, I'd probably win. Yeah. Fair. 99. Yeah, literally, that's it. Yep. Rays were looking at his game again, and we thought he was throwing a pretty good ball, which I agree. But that 2 box really hurt him, and that probably was the game right there. Perry coming up in box 2, and his first ball over on that 2 pin. We don't have radar here, but he's throwing a pretty decent ball and drops 8. Another head pin hit for him leaves just 6 into the 10. Looking for a spare shot. He's got 4 pieces of wood down there. 3 to the left, 1 over in the channel. He's going right at the pin, and he picks up the spare. Good shot, Scott. And that's a mark in a second, just like the last game. So good, careful placement. Scott takes a minute to line up. And now we're going into box 3 of game 2. Okay. Yeah, you did a great second. All right, Scott looking on the fill here. Takes a minute to line up, and I think that's a good thing, to be careful not to rush it. So on the fill, Perry just off the head pin and puts 5 in the fill. Puts him at 24 in the second box. He's got the Caleri right, 1, 3, 6, 10, and the 8 pin over there hanging out. He's going for a run at it, and he's trying to play the outside and just catches the 8, so no spare in the third for Scott. And looking for a 10 box, and he'll take a 9. Just scratched in the better part of valor there. He did not try to pick off that head pin. He went right to the 3, maybe catch the head pin, but at least get the back 3 and don't walk out of there with a 7 box or worse. All right, box 4 coming up. Scott's at 33 through 3. First season wasn't in the ACST as we mentioned before. First ball, over adjusted. And call that a split. It's the 8-9. Head pin came out from behind, so I'm using a Ray McAllister system of tracking splits, head pins, and that's a little circle. Got a snowplow in front of there. Can he get both? No, he goes to the left. He'd like that ball again, back again. So I think that goes on the red line. And no, he capped the wood, kicked it over the right, bounced it off the right wall, and ends up with a 9 box, and he's at 42 in the 4th box. Last game he put up a spare 6 in the 5th. Let's see if he can do the same thing here or something or bigger. Nobody's had a strike yet, but we're early in this match. On the head pin, a little full. And Scott's got himself kind of a nasty split there. He's got the 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. Some wood may come into play. He's going to the right side. Good idea. That was a good idea. He almost got it. Nice try, Perry. Just could not get the 7 to carry, too. And looking for a 10. Plays wood, gets a 10. Scott Perry sits down. First half of game 2 with 52 at the half. Ray McAllister coming up to start his 2nd game. These guys are maintaining a pretty good pace here. All right, Nico, is that better? I don't have a tripod here. We're improvising here, and this is an Omni mic. All right, is that better? I just turned up the gain or the volume. Ray with that check mark, and he does not get it. So still has a 7 pin standing. Amazing voice. Thank you, Nico. I appreciate that. And that will be a 10. Now, if you want to talk about amazing voices, talk about Greg Gouillard. I think mine's okay, but Greg is amazing. All right, coming up in box 2, he's up against a mark. And McAllister just off the head pin, punches out. Half Worcester right. So no head pin there. Yeah, we didn't have a clamp to clamp the mic to a table here, Nico. So literally it's on the mount, laying on the side, on the arm, on the table. So I'm kind of bending over to get down to it. Otherwise, I'd eat the mic like we would if we had it on a mount here. All right, nice out by Ray McAllister. That was amazing. I'm sorry, that was excellent. Yeah, I actually have a tripod back here, Nico. I'm on a table, and I'm shooting over the bowlers. And I just use my zoom to zoom in. But put that on the replay reel. That was a double Worcester, a full Worcester, and then he got out of it. And this time he's on another split. So similar to what Scott had, just reversed with 3 and 2. Playing the wood, and doesn't carry to the 4-7, but nice try. So looking to try to get another 10 here, and just misses. So a 9 box for McAllister. 29 through 3. He's down 4 pins and completed. Scott was at 33 through 3. It's good to see a bowling alley really cooking today. McAllister on the 2 pin, gets a break, leaves the 1-3-6. Spare opportunity for him to catch up here. Go ahead. He's got to run it down. I agree with you, Nico. I am at the maximum zoom I can do right now. Let me try to zoom in some more, but I will. that just made it blurry. So Ray with a 10 puts 5 in the fill. Can you wave your hand in front of the camera here? It went out of focus a little. A minute to catch up here. There you go. That's better. Yeah, lost focus a little bit. I was trying to zoom in a little bit. Nico's telling me to zoom in more. And Ray with a 10 for 54. So Ray McAllister, by my count in the lead, and I've got a 54 to 52. 54 to 52. Look at that. I haven't made any scoring mistakes yet. That's a freaking miracle. That was way better than it's 8 pins better actually. So Ray's saying, so Nico, what we've done here, Scott brought a microphone for me because apparently mine's having issues, and I'm not sure what they are. I did work on the cables earlier, so I'm gonna have to get another mic. I've got a pretty decent professional mic that apparently is dropping out at some point during the broadcast. So Scott brought one. I'm using his. It's actually laying here on the table next to me, and he's ready to start his second half of the game too. And on the 2-pin, takes out the left side. 4 horsemen plus the 5-9 left. And just off, so open box in a 6 for Scott. Still has a sideways triangle there, the 1-5 and the 3 to the right. Yeah, that was very disappointing last night to have my mic cut out and I couldn't get it back. Scott with that 7 box is at 59, and confirming, yep, it is a 7. And that was a great match, Mike Capone. I will try to get one this week, Nico. I don't have any matches scheduled for the week time. So it's a nice Marantz professional mic, and I don't know what's going on with it, but I'll replace it and try to do that this week. Nice 9 drop by Scott Perry. So that mic used for music too. It's actually pretty good quality for around $100 mic. It's not a super expensive one. And Perry with a mark here in the 7th. Picked off that 10-pin nice and clean. But yeah, we don't want those dropouts, and especially when I can't tell it happens. The only way I can indicate right now, until somebody helps me get a VU meter set up, is if my captions go away. And if I don't notice that, I can be sitting here talking to the wall. All right, Perry's on a fill, box 8. And a nice head pin hit for Scott Perry. And make that an 8 fill. And unfortunately, I count that as a split. That's a 9-10. So Scott is 77. 7 bucks. You get a nice spare lead here, the 8 and the 9-10, and a whole gob of wood in front of that. So we'll see how it works for him, whether it works or not. It should, but you never know. And there you go. That's Candlepin. He put it right down where he wanted to. Yeah, Nico, I have a match next weekend I'm doing. And I believe that I got to remember who that is offhand. I don't have it in front of me. And a 10 box. 87 through 8 for Scott Perry. He's 1 pin below his first game that he won. Yeah, I pretty much thought it was the connection. I swapped out cables once midstream, and I got the sound back, so that was good. And I took it all home, cleaned all the contacts, and it seemed to work perfectly fine. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that one, but it is what it is. Box 9, and Perry way off to the left, just takes out the 4-7. All right, see you, Nico. Thanks for joining us, and hopefully we'll get some highlights out of a nice D match here. Perry with the double lines here, the 4 horsemen plus a 259, and he misses a head pin, so still has 5 up. You got to hit the object pin on that one, but it does go. And it still has a 1, 2, 6, 9, 10, and got everything but the 9 on that one, so a nice 9 box. Scott Perry at 96 in the 9th box. One more to go. McAllister is in much better position on this game, so Scott really wants a mark here to give himself some insurance. So here we go. Box 10. Perry in the pocket. Nice 1-3 pocket hit. Doesn't get a strike. Leaves a 4 pin. A nice ball. And a single pin spare opportunity. So 1 pin to get a mark here. And that could put him over 110. Just misses. Bounce that one in, so he will be open in box 10. Right now he's at 105. Picks up this pin, he'll be at 106. Here we go. And he misses it, so 9 box, Scott Perry with a 105 in game 2, and that's official, or unofficial because it's my score. It's subject to editing if the official scorekeeper differs from me. In the meantime, Ray McAllister comes up starting box 6 of game 2. Does he get the head pin with that one? Does not, and 4 horsemen left. So 1, 2, 4, 7. Spare opportunity, and he gets nothing there. So little hook to the right on that ball. So going to get a 10. Put him back in the lead. And that'll be a 7 box. But that keeps him in the lead. He's a 61 through 6. So that puts him 2 pins over Scott's 6 box. But now Ray is up against a spare 8 in the 7. Nice ball in the pocket. Left side breaks it up a little. Ugly leave. Not a split. 5, 6, 9, 10. That would maybe be very helpful if it can cover the 5. It's going to the right side of it, and he gets it. Nice spare by McAllister, matching Perry's spare in the 7th. So he's a 71 and a ball. Nice job. Not the easiest spare to make, that's for sure. All right, so McAllister on the fill. In that left pocket again, nice ball. 7 in a fill. And he's up a pin on Perry right now by my count. And a nice head pin hit, 3 pins to hit for a mark. Off to the right. We were here last season for a couple of Rays matches, including his playoff match. I'm trying to remember who he was against. I want to say Maurice Perry or James O'Brien. I'm not sure, one of those 2 guys. But that's an 8 box, 86. And now he's down a pin. And up against 2 9 boxes. So he needs to get to 106. He needs 2 10s. It's hard to do. It's hard to bowl up there when you don't have a scoreboard in front of you. You got to keep the score in your head. Ray's off to the left. He's got the 4 horsemen right. 1, 3, 6, 10. Wood behind. Spare here could seal it. Okay, he's got a 9 anyway. Needs 2 10s. And it'll be a 1-pin win if he does that. And that's a 9. So Ray, by my count, is at 95. He's down a pin from Scott at the moment. last box of game 2. Ray needs a spare to win this one. And he put that in the left pocket. So he's got the right check mark. I don't see a 9-pin back there. Might be back there. He's got to make the spare to win, but otherwise the best he can do is tie. And he's hoping for that 5-pin to fall forward. It does not, so he needs these 2 pins to tie, and then we'll have a 1-1 split. Oh my goodness. Gets a 9 box. 104. Scott Perry stays on to win that one. 105 to 104. And waiting on verification to make sure that that's official. And that is what I recorded. So 105 to 104. McAllister, good comeback, but needed that one more mark. And so in total right now, 213 for Perry, 203 for McAllister. It's 10 pins in the total. And we're ready to start our middle game now. Scott Perry coming up in lane 16 at Wakefield Bowladrome in Wakefield, Massachusetts. Nice classic Candlepin bowling house. And ready to start that first ball in box 1 of game 3. And Perry with his first hit is on the 6-pin. So off to the right. Leaves up the 4 horsemen left plus the 3-5. Put that in the pocket. He's right in there. Well, that didn't work that time, but he did put it in the right spot. I'm thinking generally you want to be in a 1-2. This ball's going right to left, and it just seems to deflect it off to the left. So he still has 3 pins up, bounces it in, and has a 7 to start. So Perry with a 7 box in box 1 of game 3 in our middle game. It's upsetting when you put the ball right where you need to put it and you get a weird break. It doesn't go. And here comes Perry in box 2. A little bit of an adjustment, but punched in on the 3. Got 3 out with that. No half whisker. I'd like to hear from some people out there. I see I have a live audience. We want to hear from you guys. What do you think? Already heard about my microphone? Scott on the inside and gets the mark. Nice shot. That's how you do that. Takes the aggressive move of playing the inside of the 1-6, and it worked perfectly for a spare in the second. And he has had a spare in the second in all 3 games so far. That's his box. So he's now on the fill. Here we go, bounces it in again. That time he hit the 3-pin, but got a little better action, so 7 in the fill. And that's 24 through 2. Leaves up the 1-2-7. That goes a lot of times. Would go over by the 7 may help the cause. Misses a head pin, you gotta hit the object or nothing happens. Clipped off the 2-pin only. And he still has a 1-7 up, but got 7 bonus pins on that one, so an 8 box. Scott's at 32. All right, coming into box 4, game 3. Perry ahead so far with all 4 points. And a 10-pin lead in total, so still anybody's game match. There's not a lot of room for error for Scott here. Box 4 starting now. Perry in the pocket, full on the head pin, and gets the bird. Spread eagle in box 4, and that's eligible for our spread eagle bonus. Well, any bowler who picks up a spread eagle during an ACST live stream He's eligible for a $25 bonus from the Candlepin Bowling Network. And he put it through the hole, so no bonus for Scott. Alright, try to get 3 or 4 out of this. And oh no, through the hole again. We don't like that. 36 after 4. Scott with a 4 box. Took the head pin out 3 times. Only need to do it once. Alright, so he needs a mark to get to 50 now. And Perry in box 5, first ball. That's in the pocket. Nice ball. He's a left-handed diamond. 2-4-5-8. Needs a spare to get to 50. He's got it. Right? Peeled it like a banana. Look good. Beautiful shot. Those diamonds can be really tough. It's easy to take off one side or the other. Scott Perry for the second game out of 3 has a mark in the 5th. All right, McAllister coming up. Perry's at 46 and a ball. Ray's looking good, especially in that second half play. And he's starting out his middle game on the head pin. He used a 4-7-10 split. All right, Wood's a little ugly there. We'll see what happens. He's going for the 4, I'm sure. That's where he's going. He's trying to play that middle wood. I don't know. I think maybe if you played the left cap, he had a shot at it, but he still has it up there, so he's open and box 1. Looking for a 9 or 10 if you can get it. He's going for the 4-7. He's got the 9. Ray starts with the 9 box in game 3. Our 5 games. It's 4-0 in point total for Scott Perry. 213 to 203 in total. McAllister box 2. In the right pocket, a little light. I can't complain about that ball. That was pretty good. Took out 5. He left a cluster on the left. 2-4-5-7-8. Makeable spare. Gotta get on that object. He's there, and he's got the mark. Matching marks for our bowlers in box 2. So he's at 19 and a ball. Perry sat down on box 7 at 24. So what McAllister could do. Oh, he's back in that head pin again. And puts 5 in the fill. So split. And we're knotted up at 24 each in the second box of game 3. 3-2 split. He's playing a 2-side. Okay, doesn't get anything. Still has a 3-7-10 out there. Wood makes that pretty makeable. Let's see if he can hit that object pin on the 3. He's got a shot, I think. Goes to the 10, gets an 8 box. 32 at the 3rd box, and we're still tied at box 3. And they're completed boxes. Both bowlers at 32. Ray has a shot to go ahead here because, as you'll recall, Perry put up a 4 box. Ray is in the pocket that time on the left side. 4 for 4 on the head pin right now. Just the 5 and the 9 left up. Hoping that wood. He's waving that wood away. For a spare here. Oh, just misses to the left. Not by much. At least from my angle. Looked like he was right in there. So looking for a 10. And it's going to be an 8. So he's still ahead. He's at 40 through 4. That puts him up 4 pins and completed boxes over Perry. So box 5 now. Scott put up a mark in the 5th. He's at 46 and a ball. Ray sure would like to match that. And he's going to have to pick up something off that 3 pin. So, a lambda leave. Reclit or lambda? 1, 2, 4, 8. Run it down. And he's got everything but the back pin. So nice try by Ray, but he'll be open in box 5. So that 8 pin just didn't carry. So wood in front of it, shot to make it. And he gets it. He missed it, but deflected off the wood. So that 10 box, we're at the halfway point of the game of the match. And we are in agreement. So far, so good. I haven't been off from the official score once. So McAllister's at 50. Scott Perry's at 46 in her first ball. So we have a close one here. Ray really hoping to pick up something on total here. But Perry coming up, and for the second time, and on the 6 box, he's on the fill. On the fill for Perry, and came in on the 3 pin on that one, and it looks like 5 or 6. 4, yep. It's a 4 fill. Okay, I can't tell. All right, so now we're still tied at 50 at the half. Nice try by Scott, right on the object pin. Still has a 3 and or the 4 and a 5 up there. So 2 together, and he'll take one of them. So a 9 box. Scott Perry at 59 at box 6, exactly where he was on box 6 in the last game. So he's made up for the 4 box, running just under par at the moment. And we're starting box 7, game 2. Scott Perry leading the match right now. Nice ball in the left-hand pocket. Leaves the king pin. The 5 pin is still standing. Got all the pins all the way around it. And one just looking at him, he hits that in the face, he's got another mark. And way off, nothing off the wood, so Perry will be open in box 7. Pick up a single pin for a 10, and that will be a 9. So Perry at 68 in the 7th, running below his last 2 games. And we're coming into box 8 of game 3. And Perry with his first ball just misses her head pin. And that looks like the 4 horsemen plus the 5. So 5 down, 5 up. Got to get that in the 1-3 pocket. That gives him a shot at it. Just out. Head pin still left. No mark in the 8 for Perry. So head pin stands alone. That's the pin you always want to leave. And Scott looking for a 10. He's quite deliberate in his approach. That 9 box gives him 77 through 8. First game he's running under par on. Very deliberate. He takes a couple of swings and then goes. Scott coming into box 10, game 3. And light hit in the left pocket, but not bad. Little mini split there, the 3-5-10. Favorable wood that could help deflect something over that 10 pin if he gets it just right. Well, it deflects the 10 pin, but doesn't pick up the 3 pin, but doesn't get the 5. That's weird. So another open box for Scott, just the 5 and dime left. And he's trying to get something to kick over, gets a 10. Another 9 box. He's all 9s this half. And he's at 86 in the 9th box, so Scott's going to need a mark to get to 100. Last box. Leaving an opening here for McAllister if he doesn't mark. Good ball. And there we go, first strike of the match. Good time to do that for Perry. That was on the 1-2. Watch that again on my replay. Yep, he was a little full on the head pin, but the 6 pin was the last to go. And the first strike on the match happens in box 10 of game 3 for our visiting bowler. So he's now at 96 in a 2-ball fill. He really needed to do that, otherwise he's going to leave it wide open for Ray. Want to force him to mark in the second half. First ball in the fill. Oh boy, lemon drop left. Still has 9 up there, though. And there you go, better ball. But he'll have to settle for 6. 102.
There you go, good finish.
102 game for Scott Perry. And I have him at 315 right now, averaging 105. It's over his average. He's doing well. Always hard to do when you're a visitor. Get over your average. All right, so Ray needs 52 to tie, 53 to win. That means he needs 1 mark. And there we go. There's his first mark of this first half and his first strike. Second half, I'm sorry. So there we go. I'm getting it now. Not that I'm talking to Veronica here. All right, so McAllister with a strike in the 6th. 60 in a 2-ball fill. He's in a must-mark situation. He got that mark early, looking for a double. Not quite. It's on the head pin, leaves 5 pins to the left. 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. And are they all going to go? No, he moved that 5 pin way off spot. I think it's a 5. But that's 8 to fill, so 68 and 6. And a 9 box. All right, McAllister's got a lead now. He's up 9 pins, 77 to 68 at the 7th box. Does not need a mark to win this string. He's in good shape right now. Ray's in there again, and that's not anybody's favorite leave. So he put it on the head pin. He leaves an inverted triangle of 5, 6, 9. Wood to the left. He's going to try to use that, and he just clears it. So that didn't do him any good. So 3 pins up. That's real tough leave. And he'll take out the middle pin for an 8. And Ray is at 85. Up 8 pins. Just has to pin out to win this one, but he's still down 10 pins in total after the last game. A 2-pin hit. Took out the 10, so it's a Caleri minus a 10 pin on the right. And he caught the head pin and the back pin, so still has 2 up there. And Ray with a 10 box. 95. Still a 9-pin lead for him. He's 7 to tie, 8 to win this string, and Ray can have his first 2 points. Really wants a spare better to make up some ground here. Got to win the string first. And Ray with a nice hit on the head pin. That's 7. That ties it. Little mini split. 2, 5, 7. Really like the wood on that. It's a 5 and a 7, so he won't mark here, but he's got the game. And a 9 box. Ray McAllister wins game 3, 104 to 102. So 4 points to 2 so far in this match. I'm waiting for confirmation, but I have total at 315 to 307. And yep, we're good. So far, I've matched scores all the way with the official scorekeeper, so we're doing good. And it is 315 to 307 on total. Yeah, that strike was huge. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You needed what was it? Yeah, you needed 7 to tie 8 to 10.
Yeah. I said if I get like $10 here, there's less pressure there.
That was huge. Good time to do that.
It was huge. Well, it took off the whole pressure for the rest of these four. I didn't have to force it. Just big.
When you know you need one more, you can get it early.
Exactly.
All right, we're going into Game 4, our penultimate game of this match. And Scott Perry's going to start us off back on lane 16. He's leading 4-2 in point total right now. And yeah, you're on the head pin excellent right now. Scott with a head pin hit there and a little bit of a funky split. 2-5, 7-8, 10. Got to catch that 2. He misses it. So open again in the first. Scott looking to pick up a 10 here. And there's a 9. Nice job. Left the 10 pin. All right. Perry coming up for box 2 of game 4. And he's waiting for a pin ceramic. Here we go. He's had a mark in every second box so far. And that time he bounced it to the 2 pin. Took out 4, left up 6. So off the head pin. That's the 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. And he gets a spare. He is 100% on spares in that second box so far. 4 for 4. That was a tough one too. He had a big cluster in the middle. He had to get that. So nice job, Scott Perry. Still maintaining a good live viewership. We like that. Guys, stick with us. It's a fun match. It's a tight one. Perry on the fill. Misses a head pin. And 7 in the fill. So he's at 26 through 2. Very consistent in that second box, anywhere from 24 to 26. Still has a bunch up there and no dice on that one. So the 1-7 remains. And he picks it up for a 10, 36 through 3 for Scott. Coming into box 4, game 4. Scott Perry with a 4-2 lead in the match on point total at the moment. So he'd like to get a 12-2 victory. And Ray doesn't want him to do that. So here we go. Perry over on the 2 pin leaves the 1, 3, 6, 9. Little mini lambda. Lowercase lambda in the Greek alphabet. If you're looking at it from the top. Yes, I am a nerd. He's in there. Put a pin in front of and a pin behind that 6th pin, but nothing touched it. So nice try by Scott, but no spare in the 4th. The first half of these first 4 games, interestingly enough, Scott has had a spare in every second box and a spare in 2 out of 3 5 boxes so far. So we're coming up to our 4th time he's facing a 5 box. He's at 46 through 4. Actually his highest scoring so far at the 4th box. Let's see if he can put a mark up here in the 5th like he's been doing pretty consistently. That's a smoother ball for Scott. Oh boy. Head pin hit. And the infamous castle left. 4, 5, 7. There's 2 pieces of wood, as there usually are on this, but they're way out of play on both cases, unless he really gets fancy with that right one. Gonna try to kick the 5-pin over, doesn't go. So Scott will be opening box 5. Still has the 4 and a 6, the 4 and a 7, I'm sorry, up there to get a 10. And he does, so gets out of that one. Scott's left only 1 pin up on the deck in that half, and he closes out at 56. So first box he had a 9, everything else was a spare and 3 10s. So Ray McAllister coming up to start his game 4. And in the pocket, and are you kidding me? Little light hit, and look at that. Castle right plus a 7, or you could call it the 5, 6, 7, 10. Anyway, it's a split. He's got a piece of wood way out there. I don't know if he's going to try it. He is. He's going to go for that wood. And not a bad try. It almost made it. Ray took a shot at that. The hard way and almost got it. There is no easy way on that one, and he starts with a 9. Matching 9s in box 1. Again, Scott had a spare in a second, so that's what Ray's up against right now. First ball in a second for Ray. Came in on the 3. He's up 4. It took out 6. He leaves the 1, 4, 7, 9. Got to kick that head pin and the ball around, see what you can do. If you hit the head pin first, which he misses, got to hit the object. So when he's open in a second, that'll get Scott an edge. For the moment. Still looking at the 1, 4, 7. And he's going to go for the back 2 and gets nothing, so a 7 box. McAllister is 16 through 2. Scott's up 10 pins at the moment in completed boxes, and Ray's starting box 3. Puts that in the pocket, but light. And gives himself a little split there. Cluster of 5 on the left, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, and a 10 pin hanging out over on the right. He's got wood there, maybe he's going to help him. He's going to try it. Goes too far, just gets a 7. Did not touch the wood. So still has wood by that diamond that maybe will help sweep something to the right. He's going there again, and he's going to call that a 5 box. So reason for that, if you're not familiar with Candlepin, or the first time watching this, or you've watched it, weren't sure of some of the rules. If the ball goes in the channel or touches a piece of a pin that's lying in the channel, or the gutter, as you might call it, before it hits a pin, it doesn't count. The pins you take down. So Ray with a head pin hit and a check mark left. And unless we have an official line judge, it's the bowler's call. It's an honor system in our game. Ray called it on himself. And nice try on that. Somehow the 7 didn't go up. So took a 5. He's down now quite a bit at the moment. Needs some mark here. He put a good shot on that one, just didn't go. And he's at 31 through 4. Scott's at 46 through 4, so that's giving Scott a heavy advantage. Ray can make up some ground. He's going to need a mark here to make up some ground. Nice ball. Too nice. Punches it out. Spread eagle plus a 9 pin. It's a tough break for Ray on that one. And he's going for the 3 side. It's just a tiny bit too far to the right and clipped off just the 2 pin. Still has 6 pins up there for his 3rd ball. Try to get a bunch out of that right side. And he'll have to take a 7. So disappointing 38.5 for Ray halfway through game 4. By my unofficial score, we'll get the official score here, and we match again. It is 56-38 in favor of Scott Perry in game 4. He won game 1, he won game 2, and Ray came back to win by just 2 pins on game 3. So Perry's got an 8-pin advantage on total right now. Ray's putting up a great fight here. And And Ray is really all over the head pin for the most part here. I'm just looking at my count. I haven't been adding them up. The last game, he was 8 out of 10 on the head pin. So far in this game, he's 4 out of 5. So you always want to hit the head pin first, but sometimes you end up with splits. It's kind of upsetting, or just a little bit of a light hit. All right, Perry coming up to start the second half of Game 4. He's at 56 halfway through this game. And his first ball, nice throw. He got it out there that time. And there you go. There's a head pin and a 7-10 split. That looked pretty good. He put it in a 1-3 pocket, like a right-hander should. Lots of wood to play with there. That might just help. You got to study that for a second. He's got 2 pieces directly in front of the 7. He's got an angled one to the right of the 7 and one angled the other way to the left of the 10. So I'm thinking if he hits the right side of that front wood, he's got a shot at this one. He went for the middle wood. Interesting. Okay. I would have probably shot it to the left, but did not get the mark. But then I might not have hit it either. And he gets the 9 out of it. 65 through 6 for Ray. Or Ray, I'm sorry, Scott. Alternating bowlers here. And looking for some more comments from you guys. I got a quiet crowd out there. Sometimes we do this, we have a little party room going on. I guess we need Mike Nardone to get it active again. All right. Perry in box 7. Off the head pin. Leaves the 1-3-7. Perry in box 7. Hey, this is doable. Gotta catch that object. He splits it nicely, but a little light on the head pin and does not get the spare. So right idea. You gotta hit it just right to get that to work. And Scott will take another 9. 74 through 7. Okay, Ray's got his work cut out for him for the second half here. Hi, Patricia Joyce. There we go. We hear from somebody. Ray's putting up a good fight here. It is a close match overall. Scott's got a good advantage in Game 4 right now. I started out with a strike in the 6th box in the last game, and Scott starting his 8th box. And hit the head pin and gets a 2-2 split. This time 2-4-6-10. Nothing easy about that shot. Goes to the left. Come on, off the ball. Get it to go. There goes the 6. That's pretty much a textbook way to do that. Couldn't carry the 10. Nice job, Scott. And a 10 box. Carry at 84 through 8. When you're up there without a score in front of you, so you're not always sure where you are. I've been in that before. I used to bowl in Natick when fairway lanes was still open. For years I was there, and during league matches they would put it up on the score with the grease pads, so that was helpful. But if you're in a house without that, nice head pin by Scott. Another split for him. 2 and 3. That's a 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. He goes to the wood side, kicks one over there, doesn't catch up the other side. So another open box for Scott Perry. But he makes a 10 out of it. So pinning is excellent for Scott. 94 through 9. So pinning-wise, he's just nothing less than a 9 right now. He had a 9 in the first box, then spare in second, then 10, 10, 10, 9, 9, 10, 10. So he's making great use of his third ball, which is very important. That third ball is essential in this game. Again, if you're not a regular watcher of Candlepin, or if you've never tried it before, one of the big variations of this game is that we get 3 balls instead of 2. That third ball, if you get them all down, it's just a 10. It's not a spare, but those pins are important in a game. They can make or break you. And that time, light hit on the head pin. He went to the 1-2 pocket. His ball was going right to left. And he left himself a spare leave here. The 6-10 wood in front of it. Good way to finish out box 10. You can get this to go. On a red line. And Scott Perry has himself a mark in the 10th again. Last game he dropped the bomb, put a strike in the 10th. And now he's at 104 plus a ball. Good fill here to be his high game of the match so far. He's had a 108, a 105, a 102. And right now he's at 104 plus whatever this ball does. So Perry's on a fill, box 10. This is his third ball for the 10th box. He's right in there, just light hit in a pocket, but nothing wrong with that, with a 7 and a 111 for Scott Perry. And right now that's his best game of the match. Good finish. So Perry with 2 marks, 111 in the 4th. Some leagues, they have the tradition that if one of the bowlers on a team gets a 111, he has to buy the beer for the team. All right, Ray McAllister coming up to start his second half. He's on that head pin. And leaves himself a 2-10 split.
ACST Class A, maybe?
All right, so he's got to look at this a little bit. He's got wood over there. It's not at the best angle, but it's possible. He's going 1 for the 2. For the wood instead. Okay. So no mark for Ray. Everybody reads those differently. My thought was go for the 2 and hopefully it'll hit the cap and carry over. But it didn't, so.
That's awesome. I think I met you before. Awesome people, wonderful person. What was your name? Veronica, beautiful name. Love it.
Right, 8 in the fill, 46 through 6 from McAllister.
I just wanted to get some fun facts about Wakefield Bowladrome.
Yes.
This is not just a bowling alley, it's also a spot where a couple of films were filmed here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had,
Oh, that's right. I saw one.
The Holdovers of Paul
Yep.
Giamatti.
Yep, I love that movie.
And there was one with Ben Affleck. I forgot the name of the movie.
Wasn't it Raiders?
Maybe Raiders. Maybe Raiders, I don't know. Look it up. Ben Affleck.
Yeah, Scott's giving us some facts about this place.
Being the media guy.
The Holdovers was a really good movie. I saw that.
Yeah.
So that's a good New England area movie if anybody sees it. And there was scenes filmed right here in on these lanes, as they are.
Students from my school, I go to Keene State, students from Keene State were involved in that film.
Oh, awesome. All right, Ray put himself up a split, trying to kick that over. And did not get it. He did not catch the 3-pin on that one.
Tender bar is the name.
Tender bar, that's right.
Tender bar.
I don't think I've seen that one. I've seen the ads for it, but I haven't seen it. And so Ray with an 8 box there puts himself at 54 in box 7. So he's got some work to do. 3 boxes to get to 111 or better. And so 50 puts him at 104. He needs 57 pins in 3 boxes. And that might be a good way to get that started. He dropped 8. This time he's got a spare leave for it. He's got the 6-9. Favorable wood. If he can catch that 6-pin, he's got a good shot of making a mark here. And he's got it. So he needs a couple of these to give himself a shot, but that's the first one. He's at 64 in the ball. Scott was at 84 at box 8. So if Ray can drop a dime here, bring him a lot closer. And that ball is in there for a 7 fill. 71, brought him closer. And he's on the head pin. This is a tough one. He's got the 5-7-8. What can he do with it? Catches the 5, carries the 8. Just a little too steep. Near impossible shot, but Ray gave it a good run. And he makes the 10. All right, Ray McAllister at 81. Okay, he's not out of this yet, but he needs a triple strike to tie. And he can't win this game. So he's got a triple strike here. And he knows it, and that's not going to be a strike. That'll give Scott Perry 2 more points. And Ray's off to the left. Has a double line here, hoping to make a mark to bring it a little closer. And a shot to come back and catch total. Played the left side of that one. Still has 2 pins up. So Ray will be under 90 on this one. And that's an 8 box. 89. Actually, it wouldn't have been if he picked up those 2, my mistake. Game 4 in the books by my count, and I'll confirm. But I have it at 111.89. 2 points to Scott Perry, giving him a 6-2 lead. And I'm waiting for confirmation here from our official scorekeeper. And keeping a paper score here, so. Yeah, I know. You're all over the head pin.
The one I caught outside.
I have 8 head pins on this one, too.
Yeah.
Lots of splits. Yep. 111.89 is official. And that gives Scott Perry 426 for 4.
Fifth string stretch.
And 396.
Take it out.
All right, we're ready to start our final game of this match. Scott Perry is calling for a 5th game stretch. Baseball season's coming up soon. I got my season tickets paid for already, ready to do that.
An average of about 16.
All right, so Scott Perry in the driver's seat right now with 426 to 396 in total. Ray needs to win this one by 31 to take total. And that's not impossible to do.
I thought that one was going to go.
I did too.
Outside. I thought I was outside it up.
Perry starts out good here. He has not had a mark in it first. He's got a 4-7 with wood in front of it. Nice head pin hit for him. Yeah, it's doable. It's doable. And Perry with his first mark in the first. He's had a mark in every second it takes. See what he can do here. If he can make a sweep of it and have marks in every second box. Doesn't really mean anything, but it's kind of cool. But he's on a fill this time, so the first ball is going to count double. Perry on the fill. Off the head pin, but put 6 in it. So box 1 is a 16. And he's got a 3-1. It's not officially a split if the head pin's still up, but when you're bowling, that sure looks like a split. So 1, 2, 1, 3, 6, and 8. No woods. He's in there and catches it, and his string of second box marks comes to an end at 4. But he got one in the first, so he's had a spare in the first 2 boxes every game so far. So. And a nice 10 box. Really nicely executed that time for a 26 through 2. He bounced the ball off the 3 pin into the 8. Nicely done. All right, Perry coming into box 3 of game 5, our last game in this match. He's at 26 through 2, and over 20 every second box. Oh boy, I thought that was going to be a strike ball, but it came in on the head pin. And that's not what you want to see. That's a tough one. Spread eagle plus the 8 pin back there, so a 4-3 split. Really tough one to make. No wood. He's going to the 3 side. We were having a discussion on this the other day in Candlepin chat. Somebody came out with the words, make the smaller number of pins, take out the bigger. And that's a 5 box. Light hit on the object, but Scott's not happy with that. It puts him at 31 through 3. Last time he had a box like that, he ended up losing the game. All right, box 4, game 5. Perry with a strike. That's how you make up for that $5. No doubter on that one. He put it in the left pocket, and everything went. Yep, in the left pocket, watching Wayne call. And now we're coming into box 5 on a fill again. 5 or better makes up for that $5. He wants to do better now. And the first ball on his fill. It's off on the 2-pin, and that will be 7 to start. All right, he's got 3 still standing, the 1, 8, and the 10. Some wood that may be very helpful for him to make this spare. It's not an easy one, but it is doable. 7 in his first fill. He'd really like to put a spare on strike here. It's in there, and he's got it. Spare on strike. Scott Perry puts up a $20. That makes up for the 5 he had. Now he's at 51 through 4 and 61 and a ball. So he made up for the 5 in a healthy way there. McAllister coming up for game 5. He's only won 1 out of 4 so far. He'd like to get some more points here. First ball on a 2, takes out 7, leaves a 1, 3, 7. Remember, is this Ray's second or third year in ACST? I'm not sure. And does not get the spare here. The head pin's still up. It's all right. So Ray still has a single pin up there. And that will be a $9. Down early. As you recall, Scott put up a mark in box 1. He's at 16 in the first. And McAllister, box 2, right in there. That's not fair. I mean, that was beautiful. Beautiful shot. Leaves himself a 4-10 split. He's trying to kick it from the left to right. He really put that ball right in the 1-3 pocket. That was textbook strike ball. It's a spare strike. Split out of it. And that time, that's what he wanted to do on the second ball. Nice out by Ray.
Special. All grand special.
Yeah, we don't say that on this show.
We're going to look at the disclosure list of what we should not say.
What's that? Oh, yeah. That's right. You were there. All right, a half Worcester. Ray punches out 2, half Worcester right. He's playing the inside again. Can he get it? Almost gets it. Nice try, Ray. The 8-pin stayed up, but he put a good effort on that one. 1 pin to go. And a 10 box for McAllister. 29 through 3. He's only left 1 pin up so far. Coming in box 4. He's only down 2 pins in this, but he's up against the 20 now. He'd love to put one of his own up there. Another nice ball. 5-10 split. Wood in between that might be really helpful here. Let's see. It's not the best wood I've ever seen, but he can catch that 5-pin. He might kick something over. That's where he's going. And he capped it, and the ball just went dead there, so nothing there. Chris Jones, nice to see you. And Ray looking for a 10 with a 5 and 10. And he kicks it over for a 9, so 38 through 4. No marks so far, but now he's down 13 pins and up against another one. McAllister on the 2-3 pin. 4 horsemen left. At least they're all together this time. He had 2 really nice head pin hits. Gave nasty splits. Get the 4 down. He's got all 4 down. Ray McAllister closes the first half of the last game with a matching spare, and that puts him at 48 in the ball. Scott Perry coming up to finish out his part of the match, and he's at 61 in a ball. And now those are official scores. All right, Perry on a good roll here. He's at 61 with a 1-ball fill. Get a 9 or better, he's got a 7.5. Thinking about this a little bit. He knows he's on a fill. He put up a 20 bucks in the 4th and a spare in the 5th. He'd like to make it 3 in a row. All right, he's ready. Okay, got it out there, but did not connect on the head pin. So just, I think that's 3. Is it 2 or 3? Is the 5 pin still up there? Yeah, it's a 2 fill. So 63 half.
I can't get anything.
I haven't bowled at Academy. I was there recently. I couldn't get up the stairs to button up straight. So we called off that one. I used to do well at Norwood. That was the house I did well at. Yeah. Yeah, Dave and Gerard. And ask them how I bowled against them, because I beat both of those guys a couple of times there. I put up a 135 at Norwood once. Everybody said you couldn't do that, but I don't know why. They bowled better there than Millis. All right, Perry's at 70 through 6. And he broke up his split there, so just a 247 for a spare. There, I don't think it's of any help. He's got to go right for that 2 pin. He's going for the wood. I'm surprised by that. Didn't work. Left the 7 pin. But his read was that might work for him. So, all right, waiting on the wood to settle. So another little-known rule, if you're not a regular Candlepin watcher. If the wood down there, if the pins are moving still, you're really not supposed to throw a ball. That would be a foul. So everything's got to be settled. And playing off the wood, and Scott will take a 9 box. He's a 79 through 7. And so, yeah, that's one of the interesting things. And I know a lot of people watching this in live or the recording are regulars, but I do get a fair number of people that watch from my feed and a couple of others that aren't familiar with Candlepin. So sometimes I fill in the things like that I know you all know. Nice pocket shot by Scott for a 9 drop in the 8th, leaving just a 7 again. Now, I don't know, Ray, that wood covers. Yeah, I'm going to go for the pin too, but we'll see what Scott does. Yeah, he's going for the pin. Oh, he goes wild. Wide to the left. Now I bet he goes. Right. That's what they tell us. Yeah, he's going for the pin that time too, and he gets a 10 box for Scott, 89 through 8. And so far, it's his best scoring through 8 right now. All right, 2 more boxes to go for Scott Perry to finish this match out. And Ray coming back, motivated to play catch up here. All right, Scott in box 9, game 5. His first ball, he got it out there good, but punched out. So half was to right. He's had a few he dropped that bounced in pretty good, but that one was out there really well. But it didn't catch the head pin, so now Ray almost got this last time he saw it. Scott goes to the 2-pin. So he's going to play the 1-2 pocket on that. Sure did, but he still is a 1-6-10. If he's gutsy, he's going to try to get all three. If he's prudent, he's probably going for the 2. And he's going for all 3. And he gets them. It paid off. 99 through 9. So many years ago, when I was bowling in Natick, I had an elderly man who was a good bowler. And if we went for that on the 3rd ball, he would yell at us. So me and Billy Austin and a couple other guys that are on my team, we used to do that just to aggravate him because he would come up on the lanes and yell at us. All right, Perry with a hit on the 3-pin. This is his last box. And he leaves himself a 1-7-9-10. Now I know if AJ Gugliaccio or Billy Austin or Mike Mitchell or maybe Dave Edison, I don't know if Dave was there at the time, if they are watching, they're going to remember those days. Oh, waiting on that wiggly 10. Scott giving a stomp, trying to wiggle it, but didn't go, so he's open to the 10th. He's at least 108. One pin left, and no good. 9 box. Scott Perry with a 108 to finish. So Perry, by my count, puts up a 534 set. You're a 396 right now.
Grab it.
All right. Yeah, he's just getting the ball. It's in the way.
Then I'm going to mark right where am I at? 48 in the ball.
Yep, 48 in the ball for McAllister coming up. And our home bowler coming up now, trying to grab a couple more points anyway. So far, Perry's got 6. McAllister's got 2. And Scott's in a good spot right now. I mean, Ray's at 48 in the ball, so this is a fill, starting his last half. On the head pin, are you kidding me? So that is 4 in a fill. Gives him a 52 half. And an ugly split. Does he get it? Oh, 7-pin was leaning. It's still leaning. I can't believe that's not down. The 7-pin is leaning a little. I gave it a great run there. And that will be enough. So 61 through 6. All right, Ray has an opportunity here. He's down 9 pins at the 6th. Scott put up 9, 10, 10, 9. So Ray can do this with 1 mark. It's a tall order, but he can do it. So he needs to get to 108. He's 47 pins and 4 boxes to tie, 48 to win. And he put up down a 6 drop. Oh, geez, 5 drop actually. The 8 pin was back there. He just missed the head pin. So no spare in the 7th. He needs 1 mark. And good pinning here. He's going for the head pin. He gets an 8. And he's at 69. Now he's down 10 pins. Incompleted boxes. When I say he's down 10, I'm not talking about the end of the game. I'm talking about box for box. So now he needs 40 pins and 3 boxes to do this. So he's going to have to get a strike in here. It looks like on 2 marks. All right, that's a good start. And he's got the triangle to the right. Get this mark and then worry about what he needs to do from there. Looks like he might be in there. And he in there way too good. Punches right through. So no spare in the 8th. It's going to come down to the last 2 boxes. Just a 5 and a 6. And Ray picks him up. Nicely done. 79 through 8, down 10 pins and completed. All right, so 2 10s, he's at 99. He needs to get to 108. He needs a 10 and a spare at 8, 9 to get this. All right, another head pin hit. Maybe. Okay, that's a 2, 4, 5 and a 10. The wood's angled between the 1 and the 5. I think the natural shot is to hit that on the red line and hope that it deflects the ball over there or something off the wall. That's where he's going. And it doesn't work, so it's going to come down to the wire on this last one. He's going to have to have a big mark, and if he doesn't get these pins, he's going to need a strike. And that's a 7 box, so he's at 86. So Ray needs 22 pins in the last box to tie, so he needs a double strike here. And that will do it. So no strike there. Call out the last box, and then we'll do our totals. Ray leaves himself 4 horsemen, and I think there's a 9 pin back there, and wood between the 1-3 and makes a makeable. And it cuts a head pin. Oh, the 5 pin was back there too. Sneak. So no mark from the 10th for Ray. He's going to be under 100. That will give Perry the mark for the points and total. And a 9 box. Ray McAllister with a 95 game, and Scott Perry wins game 5. Let me give you the totals here. Okay, here we go. So it's a 12-2 victory for Scott Perry. Game 1 went to Scott, 108 to 99. 2 went to Scott, 105 to 104. Ray came back and won game 3, 104 to 102. And then Scott won game 4 and 5, 111 to 89, 108 to 95. And total for 4 points. Verifying, yep, we're good. It's been good all the way through. Verifying his totals, 534 to 491. Scott Perry goes home back to New Hampshire with 12 points. Ray McAllister with 2. And from Wakefield Bowladrome in Wakefield, Massachusetts, Dan Castle here, the Candlepin Bowling Network and the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Glad you all joined me. Hope you enjoy the video, and we will see you all on the lanes. Thank you. Shut it down here. Okay, I'll just close the window, and that will